Peace and blessings, family. Time for me to check in right quick for a little bit with another edition of Spiritual Food for Thought. Hope all is well with you, family, in your relationship with the Creator. As I always say, family, it's the only thing that really matters is, that should matter to each of us who claim that we love the Creator, is we should be concerned with how he sees us. Because it's this, and understanding this, family, is where we know where we stand with him. And by the Creator being who he is, family, it's got to be the thing that matters the most of us. Because, family, the only way we can know our place and our purpose is by having a relationship with the Creator. Through the baptizing of his Spirit that he brought forth to each of us, for those who desire to have that relationship with the Creator and understand their place as a created being. Family, it's the only thing that really matters. Because in the end, when all this is all done, if we didn't have that relationship with the Creator, family, we're going to be eternally lost. Because we've lived a life, where it was about us. That we thought that, or believed that we're supposed to come in this world, have a good time, do whatever we want at the expense of whoever. And, family, we lived as we were our own God. If we didn't have this relationship with the Creator, to put us in our place. Because, family, as created beings, we have to know our place. Because if we don't, then we're going to go about doing our own thing. And that, as a result of that, all we do is lead to our own destruction. And then we be a part of others coming into their destruction too, by our behavior, when we act in ways that's contrary to the perfect will of our Creator, under the Spirit of divine love that makes us one with him. And ultimately, family, makes us one with each other and our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who we all came forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven. So, family, this is why, I continue to try to encourage you to seek the Creator for yourself, because the only way you're going to know your place and your purpose and who you are is through the revelation that comes through the mind of the Creator. And that's what being born of his Spirit is about. Because as we seek the Spirit of the Creator, we're seeking the essence of our Creator. And so, that portion of his Spirit that he's imparted to each of us is our essence in him. And it's the mind of the Creator to understand our place and our purpose, and understanding the reality, family, that all he ever wanted us to be is ourselves, but with the understanding of his mind. So, we can't come to that if we don't have a relationship with our Creator. And because then we don't know our place and our purpose. So we're being just tossed about with every wind of doctrine that causes us to continue to seek to fulfill the lust of our flesh, and continue to build up or pump up our own self-awareness that's separated from the Creator. So it causes us to live as our own God, and we come to deify ourselves, and we look to be lifted up and praised and worshiped and all these things by others. Because as I've said in the past, to a fault, we're social creatures. So we do care about what others think of us. And so when we have a low self-esteem, and basically, family, when it comes down to it, pride is a result of low self-esteem. Because pride is the thing that gives us this lust or this desire to be seen and to be heard and worshiped and lifted up. Because apart from the Spirit of the divine love of our Creator, we walk in the spirit of self-hatred, family. It's the opposite end of the spectrum. See, the love of the Creator gives us an understanding of his love for us, and also allows us to receive his forgiveness. As we have the relationship with the Father, we need to understand, family, that as he looks at us as children, he sees us as the finished product. And so the bottom line is understanding he sees us as the finished product, but he also realizes that it takes a process to bring us to that point where we are the finished product. So this process of creation that we're enduring right now, family, it is the building blocks that's causing us to come into the fullness of who we are so that we can receive our inheritance of the kingdom. To understand that we have a purpose and a place, and our responsibility is to, first of all, in this place that we are right now, is to continue to seek and search out the Creator's will for our lives so that we can come to the understanding we need to conquer, our own demons and devils that keep us enslaved to this world and keep us enslaved to our flesh, which he has power over. And so this is the purpose of us being born of his spirit, because to be born of his spirit is to receive spiritual life that makes us one with our Creator. So it causes us to understand our place and our purpose. So we begin to walk in that place of our place and our purpose. And understanding again that all he ever wanted us to be is ourselves, but with the understanding of his mind. So with that said, family, before I move on, as I always say, family, I'm not no teacher. I'm not no kind of title or nobody that's trying to tell you what to believe or convince you of anything. I just simply share the thoughts that the Creator brings to my mind, and I share it with you, my brothers and sisters, with the hope that it would at least prick your spirit to begin to question your existence. Because, family, if we don't question our existence, we'll never come to the reality that we are created beings and that we was created with a purpose of serving our Creator in spirit and truth, under the spirit of his divine love that ultimately would make us one with him, each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who he brought us all forth from. Such is the kingdom of heaven. So with that said, family, what I want to touch on today is this subject: facing our own devils or demons. Okay, family. Our biggest problem, family, is that because we've been conformed to the image of this world, it means that we've been conformed to the lies of this world. Because it's the lies of this world, family, that's enslaved us to the darkness of this world. The lies of this world, because of our flesh, family, we don't realize our true spiritual condition. We don't understand the reality, family, that apart from the spirit of the Creator, we are spiritually dead. And it means to not be alive or sensitive or plugged into the reality that we are created beings and we was created with a purpose of serving our Creator, okay? Ultimately under the spirit of his divine love that makes us one. Because through the understanding of his mind, family, we understand that he loves us and that he has a purpose for our lives. And the only way we could truly serve him, family, is to be ourselves. But see, we can't be ourselves, family, as long as we under the slavery of the lies that we've been taught and told since we come into this existence. As I continue to say, family, we're in the dimension of our creation process where we have to deal with the battle of good and evil to ultimately be born of the Spirit, that the Father is trying the investment of his divine Spirit in us that understand and believe that we're going to love him, that we're going to search and seek him out no matter what it costs or how hard it gets. Because it's one thing for us to sit up here and talk about that we're full of the love of the Creator and we have the love of his Spirit in us, yet it's never tried and tested. And so as we've been conformed to the image of this world, family, we've been caught up in the lies that cause us not to understand the seriousness or our true spiritual condition and our need to be born of the Spirit, so that we can ultimately come into our inheritance as children of the Most High Power to inherit his divine kingdom, okay, which is the kingdom of heaven. See, until we understand our own devils and demons that we dealing with, family, we can never have that breakthrough or come into that understanding of what and who we are as far as being children of the Most High Power. Because if we don't understand the devils that we're dealing with, how can we overcome them? If we have a false perception of what we really dealing with, family, we can't come to the knowledge of the truth. This is why we have to continue to pray and seek the Creator about receiving that greater portion of his Spirit that gives us the understanding that we need, family, to recognize the devils and the demons in our lives so that we can overcome them, that we may slay them by the power and the understanding of the Spirit. Because it was said that we shall know the truth, and the truth will make us free. And see, as we come into the true spiritual understanding of what and who we are as children of the Most High Power, family, this is when we're able to tap into the power of the Spirit to overcome these things that actually are a stronghold in our lives. See, we have suffered many things in this experience. Okay, we have been traumatized in all kind of ways that we've suffered. You know, at the hands of others, the things that we've inflicted on ourselves, all of these things, family. And the reality is we need to be healed from the trauma that we've suffered in this existence. So this is why we have to understand our own demons so that we can deal with those demons through the power of the Spirit. See, in our flesh, we're so caught up in the thinking of this world, we don't realize how bad things really are. We don't even realize the actuality that we're actually dealing with our hell experience as we in this world that's separated from the divine love of the Creator. Because as I've said in the past, family, hell, death and hell is any place that's void of the understanding of our Creator that makes us one with him. In other words, as we're one with our Creator through the Spirit of his divine love, we're in agreement with what he desires as our Creator under the Spirit of his divine love. And his greatest desire is to see the manifestation of the oneness of his kingdom, where all of his children, all of us, will understand our place and purpose, and thus will be free to be ourselves and walk in the spirit of divine love that will cause us to serve him as we serve one another in the spirit of his divine truth. Because that's what we was created for, is to glorify our Creator under the spirit of his divine love. So as we bless and help one another, you see what I'm saying? We're actually blessing the Father as we do these things. And see, we need to understand that the Son came to be an example and show us who we are, but we don't realize it because we've been conformed to the image of this world. So we've been enslaved to the darkness of this world and the spirit of Hasatan that makes us self-aware, separated from the Creator. So it gives us this mindset that the things around us is supposed to do us. Okay? And we come into this place of comfort and convenience, which is our own kingdom. Okay? So the bottom line is, this is not the kingdom of the Creator. But all that's happening is that the powers of darkness is having their way through these earthen vessels. And so the only way to be delivered from that is to be born of the spirit of our Creator. And so this is why it's our responsibility to seek and search him out, to understand his ways and his mind and his desires for us, to be free and to serve him in spirit and truth. And so it's him that's in the process of his spirit revealing our own demons and devils that we actually dealing with, so that we can overcome these things and be born of his spirit, and then able to receive the healing we need from all the things that we suffered in this existence. This got us all messed up. Okay, and so the bottom line is, as we come into the presence of our Creator and he revealed these things to us, family, it's for the purpose for our healing, so that we can understand that he loves us, because it's a sign of his love that he's revealing these things to us. See, he's showing us why we do the things we do, how we tick, all of these things, because we have to know these things, family, so that we can overcome the battles that it's ultimately going to take to win this war. Because the reality is, family, until we hear those words, well done, good and faithful servant, enter into the joy of your master, this war is not won until we hear those words. But in order to win the war, we have to win the battles that we're dealing with also. So now we go through these battles as he continues to open up our eyes to help us to understand what we're dealing with. Okay, and so this is why I keep saying, family, we have to seek the Creator for ourselves, because only the Creator has the answers for our lives that we need to overcome our own devils. See, because of the things that we've suffered in the past, many of us are walking around with wounds from our experience. So many of us suffer with anger because of the issues and things that we suffered that never got resolved. Okay? And we go through lives trying to fool ourselves and everybody else, mainly, to make them have the impression that we're okay, when the reality is we're not okay. You know, many of us suffer from unforgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't received the forgiveness of the Father in fullness. So as we haven't received that forgiveness, then that's why we struggle with unforgiveness for ourselves. And then we wreak that thing on other people around us who've hurt us. Okay? And the bottom line is, family, it's not that the Father hasn't bestowed that forgiveness on us or offered it to us, but because of the condition of our flesh, because the flesh is enmity against the Father, so it don't receive the things of the Spirit. And so this is why, one of the reasons why I say we got to seek the Father to help us to overcome our emotions, because our emotions is the thing that the powers of darkness use to keep us enslaved to our flesh, keep us from receiving, that love and forgiveness that the Father has offered us. Okay, because our understanding in the flesh is darkened. And so the only way we can overcome this is to continue to seek and search out the Creator, and continue to ask the Creator to give us what we need to understand, so we can receive that forgiveness that we need to forgive ourselves as well. Because until we receive the forgiveness of the Creator, we can't forgive ourselves, then we can't forgive others as well. So this is a necessary thing, family. And this is something that the Father's trying to make clear to us who have an ear to hear. We must continue to seek and search Him out to get the understanding we need to overcome our own devils. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is, one of the things it says in the scriptures, it says, if you seek me, I will reveal myself to you. And see, this is the beauty of what the Holy Spirit does. It brings us into the presence of our Creator. And when we're in his presence, family, this is when and as we can understand his love for us, because this is when he communes with us through his Spirit. And when we have that communion, family, the revelation about how he sees us begins to come forth. And as we're able to understand the reality that he does love us, and that he's made the way for us, that he's equipped us with everything we need to overcome our own devils and demons. So that's our hurts, our pain, our disappointments, everything in the darkness that we've suffered that caused us to be traumatized. He's also given us everything within ourselves to overcome the trauma that we've suffered. Thus, putting us in a place, family, that we can, as we're not caught up in our emotions any longer, then we're able to walk in our right mind. Because one of the things that the scriptures say, that he's not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Well, see, this sound mind is what we need, because us having a sound mind, we're walking in a place that we're not caught up in our emotions. Okay? So we can think and reason and rationalize and logically put together the things we need to understand what we're dealing with, so that we can overcome all of these obstacles that's been placed before us that causes us to continue to walk in a way where we are being conformed to the image of this world. So we don't recognize our need to be delivered from this world, because we don't believe that it's that bad. And we don't understand that this existence of death, which is this place of our creation process, this existence of death brings forth the hell that we dealing with. And so until we realize how bad things are, we won't cry out to our Creator for deliverance and understanding. Okay? So the thing is, family, this is the importance, that before we overcome anything that's going on around us, we got to overcome these devils that we dealing with on the inside, that's got our minds enslaved to the darkness of this world, that keep us tied up in all of this crap. You know what I'm saying? And keep us separated from the divine will of our Creator and his understanding for us, which is everything we need to overcome the darkness of this world. So, as I said, family, we must continue to seek and search out the Creator for ourselves, to understand ourselves, so that we can overcome these damn devils in our own lives, so that we can be free to walk as children of the Most High Power and come into our inheritance of the kingdom. So, anyway, with that said, family, we just have to understand this reality, that we have to pray that the Father will reveal these devils in our lives, family. And so we can truly face these things to overcome them, because we all need healing. We all got issues. We all got stuff that we need to be delivered from. And only the Spirit of our Creator can reveal those things to us, so that we can be delivered as we overcome these things. And so each of us need to face our own devils and understand the reality that we do all have devils that's attached to us, that's bringing forth torment in our lives, that cause us to find it hard to deal with this world. We got to understand, family, the Creator has placed everything that we need to overcome these devils and these obstacles in our lives, that we will ultimately complete our journey to the kingdom. You know, the scripture says, he that begun a good work in us will be faithful to complete it. Because his spirit that he invested in us is what we need to complete our journey to the kingdom. And see, we got to remember, family, we on a journey to the kingdom. Because this experience of our life in this realm of our creation process, which is the realm of death and hell, is the very thing that's necessary for us to be born again. To come to understand the things we need to understand, family, so that we ultimately can serve in the kingdom as we born of the Spirit, to be able to serve our Creator, the Spirit and the truth. See, we got to realize, family, that our Creator is Spirit. He's our essence in the Spirit. It's what makes us alive to our Creator in the Spirit. This is why we must be born again. We must receive the same Spirit that the Son came into this world to actually demonstrate and to show us. Show us the heart of the Father, as the Father spoke through him to us many times. And then the example that he gave as he had the dialogue with his Father, but he walked in the ways of his Father as he brought forth works of righteousness and to the help of restoring the natural order of things, because these are the so-called miracles that we saw. And in reality, family, those things were not miracles. You know what I'm saying? Because we call them miracles because right now in this fallen state, we don't see divine order. So divine order, when we see the manifestation of it, it blows us away. And we'll call that a miracle. But in reality, it's about the Creator restoring the natural order of things. So as the Son was an example, and he overcame death, he overcame this realm that we understand in right now in our creation process. This is the realm of death too. So as he walked in the Spirit, he overcame the death of this existence that we're in first. Ultimately, the physical resurrection, okay? And ultimately, family, the way that was paved through the experience of the Son, okay, this is the way it's been paved for us to come into that same place. He said, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, there you may be also. Okay? Now, we talk about the mansions, family. We ain't talking about no 10-bedroom houses and stuff. That's not what he went to prepare for us. Because we are the mansions. Because the place that ultimately our souls, our spirit and our souls is going to inherit as a part of the kingdom are the new vessels that will house them. Okay? Those glorified vessels, family, that won't get old, won't be sick, won't do any of the things and deal with any of the things that we deal with right now in these earthen fleshly vessels, which will not inherit the kingdom. But these bodies will not be confined by time and space, because we'll be purified in our minds. So we'll be all tied together as well. We'll still be who we are, but we'll all understand our place so that we can serve one another in the spirit of divine love. And this is what the kingdom is about, because we will manifest everything and anything that brings forth the spirit of life, because that's what the kingdom of the Creator is. It's about life. Anything that cuts off the flow of life, that's contrary to the divine order of the spirit of his divine love that makes us one, will be done away with. So these are the result of all of these devils that we all wrestling with. And so the thing is, when we look at others, we should pray for others. But the bottom line is we all got to deal with our own devils. And it's really simple as that. You know, as we continue to be honest with ourselves before the eyes of our Creator, this is the way we ultimately will get our healing. Because we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, those areas of our lives that we know that's a struggle, it's only through the power of the Holy Spirit that we're going to overcome those struggles. Because it's the only way we can be healed to overcome those struggles. So, with that said, family, that's about all I got. You know, as I said, I just continue to encourage you. Please seek the Creator for yourself so that you can get the healing you need. You know what I'm saying? In order to overcome this world, that you can come into the inheritance of your kingdom. And understand, of the kingdom of the Father. Because, you know, we have to understand that all He ever meant for us each to be is ourselves. And this world has taught us to hate ourselves and reject who the Father has made us. And the thing is, we have to understand that the Father has our best interests at heart. And He's equipped us with everything we need to overcome and walk this journey out to ultimately we do get to hear the best words ever. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master. As we come into understanding who we are and our purpose, and then we're free to be ourselves and walk in that purpose in spirit and truth, in the spirit of His divine love that ultimately makes us one with Him, each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who He brought us all forth from. Such is the kingdom of heaven. So with that said, family, I hope I said something to give you something to consider and think about. And I pray that the Most High Power would bless you and keep you and watch out over you and meet your every need as long as you continue to seek and search Him out for yourself. So, with that said, family, until next time, I'll say one love and peace.